Okay, guys. Yeah. All right. Welcome to JoJo Cider Reviews and More. I'm JoJo. Today we have a special trio review with my friends Pat and Derek. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks for having us, Joe.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So Pat brought this over tonight. It is called Lunch, and it is crafted by the Maine Beer Company out of Freeport, Maine, and is introduced in 1982 and is one of their most well-known beers. Pat, have you been to the brewery?
I haven't been to the brewery yet. I plan on making it there. A friend of mine from my workplace was kind enough to buy me a few bottles of their beer this week, so super excited for it. I'm ready to have some beer for lunch.
Yes. So 7% alcohol by volume.
That's
and
fine.
It gets a world-class rating on Beer Advocate.
They have a rating of 97 on Beer Advocate, which elevates them to the world-class status. So
wow.
I've heard great things about this beer. Regionally, it's very popular. I don't know if Lunch is their flagship beer, but if it is, I'm not surprised. A lot of people talk about it, and I'm pretty excited to try this today.
So it is an India Pale Ale, just to clarify. On the back, a little description. It says Lunch is a special whale that has been spotted off the Maine coast since 1982. She has what looks like a bite taken out of her fin, which adds to her unique character. We dedicate this beer to her determination and persistence. Keep on swimming. Didn't they take that from Finding Nemo?
I was just keep swimming, probably, yeah. They paid Disney off for that, so that's fine.
Thank you for drinking our beer. You enable us to continue to do what's right, take care of our earth and the creatures that live on it, take care of our staff, and to keep making better beer. It does say on the side here, 1% for the planet member. I don't know if that's some kind of like charity for the earth or something, but
well, obviously they're advocates for the earth, and that's fine. So
bottled about 3 weeks ago, so pretty fresh. It says enjoy within 90 days, so we're good on that.
And for those that are new to the channel, or those that are new to drinking beer in general, like craft beer, I'm not saying I'm an expert on it. I'm just on like some shitty craft beer video here, but just kidding.
We're up to 35 subscribers. Sorry.
But
Thanks for the 35.
if you're drinking a craft beer IPA, take a look at the can or bottle that you're drinking from and look at the date, because typically, always is the case, the beer tastes better the closer it is to the date that it was bottled or canned on. And this is one of those examples, because a lot of the hops that are introduced in IPAs, craft beer IPAs, you want to drink them when it's as fresh as possible when it's in the can or bottle.
It doesn't list the IBUs. I don't know if we saw that, but
I don't know what they were in Beer Advocate, but I'm sure they're available on there, or the maybe even the Maine Beer Company website.
All right, guys. Pour this out here.
Which one is this?
That's Jim.
That's Jim.
Okay.
Jimmy. You guys want to start over? No, I'm just kidding. Do it live.
All right, guys. Pour here. All right.
I'm going to proceed.
Looking very New England-y IPA-ish.
Can't judge a book by its cover, Joe.
Yeah. It's very true, Pat. All right. Let's get the rest of this in here. So, decent amount of head here. A lot of carbonation I'm seeing right off the bat.
I will say the bottles were sideways in my cooler on the way over, so that might
Thanks for that disclosure.
be
Appreciate it.
contributing to the headness, but
So, yeah, a lot of carbonation. We got like a 3-finger head or something like that. Oh, that's...
smells citrusy, the piney smell. The description of this beer, they say you're going to be getting pine, and I totally get it in the aroma, but it's not overpowering, because they describe it as the East Coast IPA version of the West Coast. So you're going to get a lot more citrus involved, but I still, like, the pine is consistent. For me personally, who's a big fan of West Coast IPAs, I feel like the East Coast New England IPA, so to speak, they kind of lose the piney characteristic, which I love, but that's another discussion for another video.
I guess you got a lot of grapefruit in here. I'm getting grapefruit.
Yep. It's the guava, too.
Okay. Smells good. You get that like juicy, hoppy smell. It smells like a classic New England IPA, I think. So, You guys ready?
What do you think,
Let's go
Derek?
for
What
it.
do you think? How do you think it smells?
Well, the smell is interesting. It's you do get the traces of the pine, but it's very citrusy and compared to a lot more tropical as fruit.
So pine's more subtle.
It's subtle, but you can
but
still
it's
get
still
the notes
there.
of-
That's
you
what I'm
can still
talking
get the
about,
notes of
guys.
it.
It's still there.
You guys
All right,
ready?
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Salute. Here you go, guys.
Awful.
Mm.
Can't even have it. I can't even do this.
So it's a little. I'm getting a little bit of bitterness, but it's very well balanced. I'm definitely getting that grapefruit in the taste.
Yeah, the IPA quality is not shining through. It's very subtle, if any.
I think it's excellent. The finish of this beer is why I like IPAs. It's not as dry and it's not as bitter as some of the other West Coast IPAs, hence the East Coast tag.
Mhm.
I think it's excellent. It leaves a wet palate.
Good amount of lacing there.
You know it's a good beer when there's a really good sense of moisture in your beer. You don't want to drink a beer like an IPA to have it dry your palate out. This keeps it wet, and you basically want to keep drinking it.
It's very refreshing. If
Mhm.
I'm finding,
Yeah.
The IPAs that I'm used to. I'm not a avid sort of craft beer drinker, but they tend to be a lot sharper in the sense of your second sort of sip or third sip. You can get that sort of sense of an IPA, but this is very refreshing to the palate and is continually grabbing me for more.
I get that juicy, citrusy type of taste as well, which you get in some of the New England IPAs.
It's like
There's a subtle
like
pine.
the New England IPA, but they don't kill you with the dry hopping,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I can
That's probably
comfortably
what I
drink
use.
this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's that bottle, I believe, is 1 pint 9 ounces. So excellent.
7%. You could probably trigger quite a few of these. They go down pretty easy.
Well, not for all of us, Joe. No, I'm just kidding. It's
Somewhat sessionable.
yeah. I could definitely have this on like a lazy Saturday afternoon.
Watch a Bucks game or Brewers game.
Pretending I'm babysitting. Either one.
Light to medium mouthfeel. Overall, I'm enjoying it though.
Oh, I'd say it's extremely good.
I can see why it's been around for. This is 1982. This is like Sierra Nevada days. You know what I mean? This
Yeah,
is like 35 years.
Sierra
37
Nevada
years.
kind of everybody knows who they are. They're out west, and they are kind of credited, depending on who you talk to,
Right.
on who jump-started the craft beer craze.
Right.
And like that was kind of a new phenomenon in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s when they came on.
Sure. I think Anchor or Steam was one of them, or
Yep.
in California.
Yep.
Uh,
And they're like the Sierra Nevada standard is so high, and they still make so many good beers, but like their basic beer is what they do best, in my opinion. And this is a great rendition of the East Coast version of that. I think if you want to link the two, I mean, not everyone's going to agree with that, but
so what do you guys think? I usually score 0 to 100. As far
Do
as-
you go the Barstool route?
You
doing
can go
points?
figure skating rules, sure.
Yeah.
You can go like 0.5.
you know the
0.3,
rules.
whatever.
Well, Beer Advocate, they give it a
97,
straight
right?
97. Like, I think I only got 97 once in high school, so that's fine. And it wasn't in
Great
math.
job.
Wasn't in math.
I think it was art, right? Or something.
Jim.
He changed his clothes.
They still gave participation trophies.
Yeah.
If I'm
Joe?
going to go, I'm completely new to this whole process. I'd say for an IPA that I'm typically used to, this far and exceeds it. So maybe my score is high, but I'll give it in relationship to other beers that I drink, a 94.
Solid score. Very good score.
I
Tyler, what do you
think for what they're aiming to do, like they don't want to be an outright New England IPA. It's the East Coast version of the
Like a
West
cross
Coast
in between.
IPA.
Yeah, right.
I think they nailed it. I'm going to give it a 96, 97, 96 and a half. I think it's excellent.
This is very good. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the taste, and I'm going to give it a 93. So I think it's a solid, like a high A minus, if that makes sense.
Love it.
It's good though.
I'm
I
on
definitely
board
get it
with it.
again. Thanks again.
I would definitely
Yeah.
get this again.
Yeah.
IPAs typically aren't my 100% bread and butter, but I would drink this day in, day out.
You know what I love too? Like this isn't. Is this Jim?
Yeah.
Jim. Yeah.
We got a Jim.
So, you guys, I don't know how well you can see the label or not. And again, if you're from around here, the Maine Beer Company label is super simplistic, and I'm into marketing and stuff like that. When a beer has a very simple label like that and it's super well known, to me, that just like
The name itself will just get your.
it does way more for me than any like kind of crazy graphic label art.
So coming from the architecture side and the design aspect as well, the only thing of color on this label is the name of the actual type of beer. So they really want to sort of pronounce what beer it is in their model, but they want to keep it very subtle. They want to tell a story in the back here. So it's all about the beer for them. And they're not looking to really flash their name. And so that I can, it's a humble sort of approach, and I appreciate that greatly.
I agree.
They're good at what they do.
great.
And I think real quick they have the series of this. Doesn't it go like they have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, I believe.
Yeah.
Maine. I don't know
Yeah.
if
I don't think I brought those over to your house today, but they do have
I don't
them.
know if the breakfast is like a breakfast stout or whatever, but they have those three as well. So thanks again, Pat.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Derek, for joining.
No problem. Thanks, Jim.
Just keep swimming, everybody.
Till next time, guys. Cheers.